Welcome to Apples and Oranges. It's a podcast hosted by us, me, Matthew.
Me, Jack.
And with us today, we have the wickedly talented, very funny Olivia Swasey.
Howdy. How's it going? Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. And this podcast, Apples and Oranges, it's a podcast that's all about debate, but with a twist. And that twist is we're debating two drastically different things at all times. So you wanted to know the rules of the game?
I would like to.
Here's how the game is played. We have a random topic generator. You and one of the hosts, the other one will be moderating, you and one of the hosts will each get a topic. Let's say one of us gets a fruit and one of us gets a sitcom. Then I might argue why strawberries are better than Frasier. And so we each get an opening statement where no interruptions or anything are done at that time.
Okay.
Then the floor is open. We go crazy.
Interruptions are allowed.
Yeah,
Course,
encouraged.
Yeah.
It's a time for insanity. And then and then at some point we'll do closing statements. And
Sick.
once again, those are
Sick.
And
Okay.
then and that's how the game is played, folks.
Yeah.
But before we
dive in,
let's chat with our guest for a minute, shall we? I'm feeling very hosty today.
I love it.
I love it, Matt. We got it. I think whoever the person on the couch needs to be like take on the mask of host each time.
Yeah.
And I think
and you're the producer, so you have to be like,
I'm producer.
Yeah. Look that up for us, Jack. Pull that up.
fat check. Yeah.
no, that's how we got to do it. Because when we were doing an episode or two ago, the Holy War, which you should all watch, go back and watch that. I felt like before Alex arrived, I was so like, all right, like
You
we're
felt
here,
hosted.
we're hosting. I was in the host sona, and I think you've really embodied it. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I'm digging. No, I appreciate it.
To get really like meta with how we operate and run the podcast.
because I love thinking about how we run the pod. Anywho,
Olivia, thank you for being here. Do you have any formal or informal debate experience?
The first time I ever got a type A detention was in my high school debate class.
Oh my god.
Wait,
Sorry,
hold on,
type A?
A.
Yeah, that means it's 2 detentions in one.
Can you break down the detention tier?
2 in 1?
Type A detention, 2 detentions that you have to serve. Type B detention, 1 detention you have to serve. And then I think there's a type C, but that's like suspension.
that's a half to. Oh,
yeah.
Strange that it
So-
would go.
it would go less severe and then,
And then it's like,
most
nah.
severe.
I think so, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
like
why
I thought
it's,
of that later.
yeah, because you get a B and you're like, you know what, like I think that this is not that bad a punishment. This is the lowest tier. Nah, there's a tier that's actually you could actually get a C and it would be worse.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I went to a weird school growing up. I went to a private Church of Christ school for all 14 years of my...
Oh, LFG.
Career.
We have a theologian on the pod this week.
That's a jump.
Well,
Church of Christ. What is that?
That's a certain denomination. They're kind of like the town from Footloose.
Oh, no dancing.
No dancing, no instruments. So,
Oh, seriously?
Yeah,
No dancing, no instruments?
No, my prom was a junior-senior banquet.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy stuff.
It was a dinner party more than anything.
Essentially, it really was. It really was. We used to have to get like on our knees and get our skirts measured in the
That's
hallways.
ridiculous.
Bananas shit.
Wait, that's how they'd measure them, is by like having you bend on your knees and see that it wouldn't like hit the ground?
No, they had to. You could only go 2 inches above the knee, so they would make you kneel, and then like if
Oh.
it was higher than 2 inches, you would get a type B detention.
For a true knee measurement.
Yeah, yeah. I never knew. I never really considered where the knee started, but I guess I know. I guess it was
now know.
beaten into me.
Mm.
well,
Yeah.
did you?
And did they beat you at this school?
No, they stopped before I started attending.
But they had a
That's
history
good.
of.
No, I don't. Think so.
Ah,
I don't
okay.
think so.
That's good.
Wait, that's wild. And you decided to become a comedian and pursue that. Were you like the class clown, the Christ clown, the crown of Christ?
Yeah, clown of Christ, the Christ jester.
The Christ gesture should be your Twitter handle. That's so sick.
That's a great idea. No, what did you ask me?
Like, when you were in school, were you kind of a class clown, or were you like? Because in high school, I wasn't that really class clown. I was just like,
me neither.
I think
I threw a joke in.
I thought I was really funny. I was like the kind of kid who would like wrap their knee in like a medical bandage. Just like not because I was hurt, but just like to go to school, and so people would ask me like what was wrong.
like what's
you know?
liar?
Yeah, it's a flex.
Liar. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
One of
A
Christ's
fibber.
most famous virtues.
1, clowning. 2, lying. And
Oh
3,
my
no
God.
instruments.
No, truly,
No
it was just
insurance.
kind of like what I got a degree in eventually. So
Instruments?
No, clowning and lying.
Oh, I see.
Did you did you go against the grain of the strict school, or were you kind of like you were kind of locked in?
I was pretty locked in.
Let's go.
Well, my mom also worked there, so I was like a staff's
Interesting.
kid, and yeah, I just hung around with the right people. You know what I mean? I was into good grades, and eventually weed.
Oh, nice.
Ah,
The big two.
Yeah, yeah.
of course, one of Christ's favorites.
So sorry, we got sidetracked.
Yeah,
so
we got
sorry,
totally
my
you got
bad.
you got a
This was-
type A detention,
yeah.
Mhm.
for from debate club.
Yeah, a debate class. I was
Ooh.
in class, and a friend of mine in class, who I believed to be my friend,
Oh my god.
An op.
yeah, she was like, "Hey, I don't have my speech prepared." We were like on the same side for whatever topic, I think. I was like, "Well, here, just take my speech. Just use some of the facts. Don't read the speech." And sure enough, she went up there and like read it word for word. And
She probably choked though. She probably was just like, and wasn't able to like think in
It's
the
like if
slightest
you're-
got stage
Thing.
fright.
any good debater is a good improviser. You know what I
Oh,
mean? So it's like
true.
she should have been punished, but she was not. I was not allowed to run for student council. I was already on the council, and they said you can't run next year because
Wow.
you're a cheater.
you were FDR. You were too powerful. They knew what you were capable of.
Literally,
She's
no,
willing to go this
truly,
far.
truly.
It was because you gave her the speech.
Yeah, they were like, you are the instigator here. You're the perpetrator. And so
But
I
not
got
her.
in trouble. No, she did not get
She
in
was the one who
trouble.
cheated.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, I told her not to cheat, actually. I told her not to read my speech.
Yeah.
You tried to throw her under the bus.
I was trying to help her, but so I got a
She should have
type A
just.
detention.
She should have just prepared. What was she doing? Why didn't she just write her freaking speech or study the debate?
That's what I mean, we weren't partying at that school. It's not like there was anything distracting us.
What could she
you
been doing?
know?
Just staring at a wall?
yeah, potentially. I've been there.
I think we need to have her in the pod, and we need to
Yeah, we need to settle this.
settle this.
Yeah, I'll give you first and last off recording.
No, we're jesting. We would never dox anyone, except for
Except for if you'd like to dox this person, we'll allow it.
No.
no. Well, before we dive in though, your performance on the debate team, was it like? Do you have any how do you feel like that shaped you as a debater, or do you more recently say debate like with your friends or?
Yeah, definitely. I like debate with my brother all the time. I don't really debate with my mother. But yeah, with my friends and stuff like that, I would say like I can get pretty argumentative. Although I know that's not what debating is.
Oh, but
Mm.
To a certain degree.
Really,
To a
I
certain
kind of
degree.
think it's just arguing.
Yeah. Right. right.
I'm not a classically trained debater, nor is Matt.
It's like arguing, but with like structure.
Yeah. Agreed. But yeah, so I remember the format, opening statement,
Mm.
and I guess that's it. Really.
I know some debate clubs and things have much more rigorous
Yeah.
formatting
Oh,
than
yeah.
this. You can't really go off the top of your head. It's like a series of separate speeches,
Yeah.
and even your rebuttals are still like prepared in like heavy. You
Yeah.
know.
Do you guys watch Community?
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
that episode where they do the debate and the kid in the wheelchair like launches himself?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love that episode.
that was pretty great.
Yeah.
Oh, Community's so good.
I think I would, yeah. I think that's
Would-
the level I'm willing to.
You would
Go to
launch
today.
yourself out of your wheelchair.
Yeah. Or whatever I was sitting in. Yeah.
Sure. Well, we do have there. If you'll notice on the side of your seat, there's a crank that you can pull to launch yourself out if you
Oh,
wish.
yes. I
Yeah,
see.
it's an
Thank you. I
emergency
appreciate
situation.
it.
You
I
can just
It's on the
crank
other
the
side.
crank.
It's not
Thank you,
visible
yeah.
to the camera,
I
but there is.
believe
Yeah,
it.
but
Yeah.
also the producer has access to the crank and also to the Matt's crank as well.
Yeah. So
Great.
No, we could the couch can eject at any moment.
Perfect.
just brace yourself.
Got it. Will
We-
do.
I was
Will
just-
do.
We should do like a Mr. Beast podcast where there's like weird contraptions and like trapdoors and shit.
And you have to like sign a
Psychological
waiver before you
games.
do the podcast.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Mr. Beast games?
I watched the first 3 episodes, I think. I really should finish it.
I watched them like through the lens of a YouTuber. You know?
Oh,
Same.
like a
Yeah.
video essay or like a.
Yeah.
Big Joel?
No, not
Oh,
Big Joel. Not Big Joel.
different guy.
Yeah, different guy.
Oh.
I can't actually say who it is.
You
Well,
can't?
I'm just embarrassed to say who it is.
No, it's
Oh.
all good. We
It's
watched
Mr.
some-
Beast Jr.
No.
Oh, Baby Beast? You're a Baby Beast fan?
I love Baby Beast. I
Me
can't help
too.
it. I can't help it. No, it's
You don't have to reveal it if you don't want to.
Okay,
It's just
yeah,
a pod. It's just
It's a
a
secret.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
secret.
a
Oh,
secret.
yeah.
I
Keep it
need to
secret.
keep it a little mysterious.
I think everyone deserves a few secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's your
Totally.
one secret for the podcast. Next question we asked, if you don't want to answer it, you have to reveal either the answer to that or which YouTuber you saw
Only one
talking about.
secret in the secret locker.
That's right.
Understood. Got it.
Well, I've got some secrets of my own on the screen over here.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Intriguing.
2 topics for our 2 debaters.
Mhm.
All right. Olivia,
Uh-huh.
you will be debating in favor of a beer brand of your choice.
A beer brand of
And-
my choice.
And Matt, a game.
A game.
Any kind of game.
Any kind of game. Oh my god.
Yeah,
many
and I'll
games.
vamp while y'all think. You can take as long as you want to think.
Thank you.
There's no pressure, Matt. And if you want to hop in, if
Yeah,
you've got
I'll
a game.
hop in. I have a game in mind. This is a game I played recently, and for years it was my family's favorite board game. It's Categories.
Categories?
Categories. Are you
Yeah,
familiar?
I think I've played that before.
Yeah, it's one of those games also that like you don't need to like have like the name brand game. Like the idea is so good and like clean and simple enough. If you have like paper and a writing utensil, you can play this game. And it's the premise of the game. Do you know Categories, Jack?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, and for
You
our
assemble.
listeners,
Wait, hold on. Correct me. Do you assemble words?
no.
Oh, fuck
Well,
this.
you
We
come up-
lose. The
you come
winner
up
of
with
this
words.
first debate. No, I jest.
So
I'm gonna look it up.
Categories. The premise of the game is you roll a letter die and you get a letter for the round, and then you get a list of, is it 10 or 12? Like I think it's like 12 categories.
Mhm.
Things sort of like this podcast one could say maybe, where there's categories and you have to pick things within it. But instead of this podcast where you are picking one thing from one category and arguing in favor of it, in that game you are picking one thing for each category that starts with the letter that the letter die was rolled.
Yes.
And you only have 60 seconds to do it.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. I
wow.
have played that game
And,
before.
and if you pick the same letter as someone else in the circle, when you at the end when the timer goes off, everyone reads their thing. If you pick the same letter or the same word as someone else in the circle, then neither of you get a point. It has to be original also.
Yes. I
amazing.
played like a group version of that game.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Where you as a team have to come up with the words.
Okay.
But you get less points if you put the same. It's really fun. That's a great game.
It's a great game, and it's I think it's really fun. I like the elegance of it, the elegant simplicity of it all. You don't really need to pay money for a board game to do it. You can just sort of do it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And as a game, it's really fun. It's creative, it's fast. I think a lot of games, like board games especially, have a tendency really to drag on. And I like the fast-paced nature of it. You can do as many rounds as you like. The way the board game version is structured is 3 rounds, and then it ends, and then you can like refresh and do another 3 rounds. And 3 rounds, a full game, 3 rounds, depending on how many people are playing, I mean, that can take as little as like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe even like 3. You said each round's only like 60 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people are like, especially if you're hyper efficient about just going through and being like, okay, check. Yes, you got that one. Okay, good. But that's the hang up part of the game. You want to let that
Yeah.
breathe a little bit, ideally.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's a great game. I feel drawn to Yingling. I'm sorry, was that your opening statement?
And that was my opening
Okay,
statement.
Amazing.
fantastic. I thought so. Do we do one?
Well, so basically, one debate the whole episode. No, it's kind of like it just depends.
We
Usually
do however many we have time for.
we do like 2 or
Cool.
3. We try to keep the episodes
Cool.
about an hour, under
Okay,
an hour.
sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
40 to an hour, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. No, I'm feeling drawn to Yingling. It was like the first beer that I think I really tried and was like, oh wait, beer is actually really, really good. And I'd like to change my answer immediately. And this one I
Whoa.
actually
Whoa.
am locked into, and
Okay.
and that's my mistake. Coors Light, obviously, ranch water.
Coors.
It's
Ranch water?
Yeah, you guys not call them that?
No, I've heard that saying. I've heard the
Yeah,
ranch
yeah.
water.
Like
I
on the
haven't.
ranch, they're practically water.
Oh.
Give me a ranch water, which is
Mm.
also a cocktail, but unrelated. No, Coors Light, universal. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if aliens, were drinking Coors for real. It's universal. It's like shitty and also good at the same time. It's really, really good when it's cold, but I'll still drink it when it's warm. The can is a nice silver. It looks good in anyone's hand, which I think is really good marketing on their part. And it tastes like I had a good day. It tastes like I had a good day. And so yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that your opening?
I
You
guess
want me to
so.
open the floor?
Yeah,
Perfect, cool.
yeah.
I
Lock in.
I am bewildered as to why you went from a beer that you described as the best one you had ever tasted to a beer that you describe as like fine.
Yeah. I wanted a more universal choice, something that everyone really, it's accessible to everyone,
I think the most accessible thing is the thing of highest quality. And I think
that's not true at all.
I think it's totally true. And I think Categories is the greatest example. It's extremely accessible and it's the best. It's the most fun game.
It's extremely accessible if you know what it is, but Jack hasn't even heard of it.
Everyone needs to be taught a game to play it.
No one has to be taught how to drink beer.
Okay, well that's beer. I'm talking about games. There are drinking games too. Like any type of game, you need to teach the rules. That's like a fact about games.
Sure.
And so, but accessibility isn't needing to, you don't have to be taught. It's like you have to, it's being taught is easy.
Yeah, I guess I would posit that they are indeed both accessible items, Coors Light and categories. I guess. Maybe. No, but I don't know. I mean, categories, although it is very fun and offers a lot of fellowship, I don't think it offers the same kind of fellowship as like drinking a Coors with your buddy. Right? Like, first of all, one requires a lot more brain power, and if I've had a long day, the last thing I want to do is come home and play a competitive word game with my friends and family. I would love to sit in silence or sit with my roommate and have a beer. That sounds wonderful.
I feel like the beer, the Coors, could be switched out for all manner of other things, including but not limited to every other brand of beer. Weed. All other drugs. Point is, coffee. Literally nothing. You can hang out with your friends and not consume any substances.
Well, sure, but all of those things take about the same amount of brain power. I'm talking about like you have to like exert mental energy and potentially physical, depending on how competitive you are during board games.
And I'm incredibly so.
I bet I can believe it. Like you have to like really like focus, and lock your little noggin into the game, to categories or whatever game it may be. And that's not always, that's not always the way to do it. I feel like having a beer or a Coors Light after a long day is something that everyone does way more often than they're playing board games,
Yeah, I guess I just feel like Coors is. I feel like Coors is like a proxy for all beer, and like but there are other ones like Yuenglings.
Yuengling. It's the first beer that was ever made in America.
Wow.
Really? Sure, yeah, first brewery, oldest brewery in America.
But you describe that as like this extremely delicious beer. And Coors you describe as ranch water, which sounds disgusting to me.
Have you ever lived on a ranch or been to one?
No. Did you live on a ranch?
No, I never did, but I've been to many. Have you ever been to the mountains?
The mountains? No, I don't think I've been to any mountains in my life. Oh, no,
really?
Let's see. I feel like I've probably visited a place near the Adirondacks before, but not really. No, I've never been to a mountainous place good and proper.
Good and proper. Well, water from out beyond tastes better. It's ice cold. It's crystal clear. There's no like city germs in it, and it's only been through like the dirt, not like a metal pipe. I suppose.
Sure.
So
sounds nice.
They call it ranch water because it's so refreshing, and it's so calming and cooling to the soul, kind of like an ice bath, but in a nice way. An ice bath for the soul is what I would actually call a Coors Light.
Okay, so they're I still think ranch water. Maybe it's not the issue isn't the word ranch. I think you put like blank before the word water in any capacity, and it makes it sound like you're describing something nasty.
Clean water.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think about like dishwater, pond water.
Yeah.
These are
still water.
Still water.
Mosquito breeding grounds.
Piss water. That's a word I've heard used to describe Coors Light before.
Yeah.
With
a fondness, I'm sure.
With a fondness, perhaps.
Yeah. There's lots of good memories associated with everyone, or for everyone with Coors.
And
go ahead.
Oh no. I speaking of this cold water thing, it reminds me. I actually have a bit of a non sequitur that I assure you will return to my point. And that is the last time I was playing categories. It was a group that was being played amongst my family, and my sister's boyfriend Steven was there. And
the PH or a V?
with a PH, and I know it's important.
Classic.
It's with a PH. And what he did, it was for, let's see the categories, with a W, and was the letter, and it was things that are cold, and he put down water, and I said, not necessarily, not all water is cold.
Sure.
And he said, what are you talking about? When you have water, it's cold. And I said, not everyone has cold water. There are many instances with warm water. And we got into this whole debate.
What?
About,
Truly?
What?
Truly?
This actually happened.
Oh my God.
This was like a few days ago.
Okay, keep going.
About like water, because he was like, I can't believe like you're like doing this point, like you really like think this, and I'm like, I can't believe you are like trying to pass off water as an objectively cold thing.
Hot springs.
Hot springs. I literally said hot
The
springs.
shower.
Yeah. So
Excellent point,
I
Jack.
pointed out that when you approach a faucet,
shower.
there are typically two knobs, one for cold and one for hot.
Yeah, therefore it's not objectively.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a
Anything.
temperature. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is
I'm team Matt
Thank you.
on that.
For the water discussion.
for the look. This is
water
no,
This is a non sequitur.
Okay,
This is
great.
a separate debate sort
I'm
of thing.
Team Matt as well then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So, but the point is not that I'm right about this thing, and I am Steven. The point is that like you get like really like enriching and fun like conversations, and like where you try to figure out like, you know, am I willing to give this person that point, you know? And you get, it's fun, and that's where like the competitive clause come out, and it becomes fun in this different way.
Sure.
You're playing by yourself, and then it becomes like this secondary
Sure.
cooperative game where it's like, am I willing to give you this point for this? I know we're playing against each other, but it's my job to be generous to you when I can.
Sure.
Will I be generous with you right now?
You know, it's tough because like you could say the same thing for cores. Like you could include it in like a game, but that would be a game, wouldn't it?
Mm.
But you know, there's also something really neat about Coors in that it has so much variety depending on what you're feeling. You know, you can have a Coors Banquet, a Coors Light, just a regular one. I've only tried one of them, but I assume the other two are
You're not arguing for
really
those.
good. Yeah. They have like their own credit union. Actually, one of my
Really?
good friends has a Coors credit
That's
card.
sick.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Actually, it's pretty fucking cool. I don't know any games
Put it
that
on the
like
Coors
offer you
card.
like a credit line.
I bet Monopoly has credit cards.
Probably, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. No, I don't know. I just feel like beer is like a more common, more frequently experienced thing for everyone.
Well,
all
to speak
over.
on it, I do think more people should be drinking water instead of beer. I think Coors and beer at all have caused so many problems in America. I mean, we have a huge alcohol abuse problem.
I don't think
in
it's
this country.
Coors specifically that has caused it.
Yeah, but Coors, it's.
I think
it's,
there are lots of other beer brands that have been way more problematic. Which one did Kid Rock shoot? Do you guys remember that?
he shot a beer.
Yeah,
Got Bud Light.
yeah, I think it was Bud Light.
What do you mean he shot it?
He was. I think they
He was
like
protesting it because there was
protesting something.
Because Bud Light had like
Like a
Dylan
I think he had
Mulvaney in an ad or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
that's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So he shot a bunch
So he
of
sh-
fucking
Yeah,
Bud
well,
Light cans.
So that's an example of like
Insane.
Bud Light willing to like take a risk for like the LGBTQ community. Like when was the last time Coors did something so bold?
Well, I think Coors stays pretty neutral in like
Interesting.
all cultural topics. All of their marketing I've seen is either the mountains or those Clydesdale horses. Oh, that's Budweiser.
But
I think
the,
it's
I think their
it's owned by the
silence is
same
complicity.
company.
I think their silence is complicity, Coors.
No, I don't think so. I don't I don't think that that's what Coors is about. You know, I think Coors is about unity and sharing a cold one with your friend.
I think I'm ready to hear some closing statements.
Yeah.
Which would you like?
I want to hear from you went first, so Olivia, start off with a closing statement.
Okay.
please.
Okay, closing statement. I'd like to re-emphasize how much value Coors as a company and as an institution in our nation places on unity, right? Bringing people together, calm afternoons in the sun, cold nights in the cabin, whatever, you know, wherever, whatever may be happening to you, you could have a Coors and you might feel a little bit better. And I can't say the same is true for categories or any game. You know, there's always the potential that you could lose and then you might feel worse. But a Coors always makes you feel better. Thank you.
All right, Matt.
ranch water, more like piss water.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to do that.
Yes, please. Restrain yourself. No, Coors, it's just beer, and it's not even the best beer. You picked it because you thought it was more broadly drinking and accessible, and I think that's silly because the best, you had to make a concession there, whereas the best game is the most accessible game, and that's Categories. It is the most fun game. It's multifaceted. It can be played really quickly. It is not this huge commitment, and it's fun, and you can get very competitive with it. But you go through these periods of focus. You just have to focus for 1 minute, very short amount of time. Just focus. Can I answer these questions? Boom, 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 and then you go through them, and you're having fun with your pals. You're going, hey, you don't get that point. What? Water's cold. What? It's a silly time. And when you when you win, you feel good. When you lose, you don't feel bad because it's also like a challenging enough game that you're like, it's like there it is again, because it's a bit challenging. No one wins consistently at Categories. It's like Uno. Like you do have to be good at it, but like I find like every time I play with like a group, a different person wins, and it speaks to sort of like I think people say, is it a game of skill or a game of luck? And I think sometimes skill is like a form of luck.
Yeah.
And I think that's the case with Categories, and I think that's beautiful. And I think Coors is just another shitty beer. I yield my time.
Wow. That was quite the debate, folks. I feel like I feel like Matt started really far ahead. I think Matt was beasting at the beginning. And then, we learned about the Coors credit card. And we learned about
a Coors credit card.
Yeah. And then also, I think Matt, you were just like almost won by a smidge. But here's where you took the L.
Oh no!
Because you told I loved the tangent, of course, but then you try to use that as a pro for you. But that is not a fun conversation I want to have. I don't want to be in the debate about the water. I would rather can we just talk about the political and economic state of the world right now? We just had three. Bro. Anyway, no, great, yeah. So
okay, that's tough. That's tough. Some people that had been guests before, they were like, it's really hard. Like they were like, you feel, yeah.
Who said that?
We're just getting good. We're just getting good at debating. I think.
Yeah, we started in the same level.
We do this every week, like every few weeks.
Yeah, they were like, no, they're really good at it.
Who did you talk to about this?
I think it was Alex. Yeah, maybe. I think like 1 or 2 weeks ago. And he was like, I felt like I did really bad. Like it's really hard. Like they're good debaters. And he was right.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
You now have to face. You just faced off against so we had our 100th episode, and I'm gonna bring this up every episode probably. And
for the next 100 for sure.
Yeah, for the next 100 for sure. Matt and I debated each other.
Wow.
And
dream.
And the winner got to be the head hundo of the podcast
for the next 100 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, and what does head hundo have that the other doesn't?
It's a title.
It's just a title.
Which is just as important.
And unlimited power. I'm the head hundo. Matt,
you won.
Yes, Matt.
Who judged?
Harry.
Nice.
The most nonpartisan man of all, a man of character, man of status. And so Matt is not the head hunchback. That's his.
Oh, very cool. I have scoliosis.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. There we go. So
we have something in common.
So two hunchbacks.
As you can see, we're represented. As we've been saying every podcast since then, we are represented here with our two guys.
These are us.
The head hundo is the wise Gizmuda,
naturally.
And then me down there. I'm the wrinkly raisiny head hunchback.
Yeah, I thought that was like a wrinkled apple.
Yeah, that's a raisin.
I didn't know the California raisins existed until you got that, Matt.
This was huge for me when I got the California raisin. It changed my life.
Yeah, it was pretty huge.
If the Easter Bunny's up for grabs, I'll take that one.
Really?
Oh,
yeah. It's like got a nice little.
That's true. The only problem is that the Easter Bunny is just one of the demons that lives in the apartment, and there's actually another one up there too.
Let's see if we can get it in.
That one doesn't have a mouth, and that really freaks me out.
Oh, and
the minion that doesn't really have a mouth.
He doesn't have a mouth. It's like wearing an additional fit, and then his mouth is very lightly drawn there. You see what I mean?
Yeah, it had to be acquired quickly, so we couldn't get the best minion possible.
Understood. Yeah. Understood.
That's the first show, and that's now, folks. That's the minion that we have. You better get used to it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I got some topics right here. All right.
Hell yeah.
Am I allowed to vape?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
It's that's your like power up.
Yeah.
Level 2.
Yeah,
I should have gone higher than that. I should have gone with 3,000.
Yeah, because we were all in the 2000s, 2500s at least. Good to know you're at level 2.
Yeah, get ready.
Or
Because when I do hit level 2,501,
holy shit,
shit's coming down.
It's over.
holy fuck,
Shit's raining from the ceiling.
oh my god, get your umbrellas. I got some topics right here.
Let's go.
Jack, you're gonna be arguing in favor of a movie genre.
A movie genre. Okay,
Yeah,
fair.
Olivia, you're gonna be arguing in favor of a sea creature.
A sea creature. Oh, this is wonderful.
That's right, a sea creature. Now, if either of you have topics, you can jump right in.
Movie genre. Violence. Blood, gushing, explosions. Pop, pop, pop. Grah! Big old action on screen. Make my brain explode. Yeah, action's the best.
So action is your choice.
Action's my choice, and I'm
Okay.
diving into my statement. I think that sea creature. I think all the animals in the ocean need to be round up and destroyed sooner. Later. Yeah, round up. I think we need to really take a look at these fishing laws and give China more freedom to just comb the oceans. I think we should get in on the action too. Get rid of them. More space to do underwater action blockbusters. How sick would it be if we had more movies that took place underwater and there were explosions underwater and you know what? Let's go down and hunt some fish and film that shit. I think that action, I should explain probably why it's better than all the other genres. Because it gets your heart pumping fastest. And yeah, I guess you could say horror movies have some like jump scares and stuff, but like the beats per minute average of an action movie, Michael Bay and a char chase scene, explosions, gets me going crazy and sweating in the movie theater. And I love that. And I pay for it. And I hope all fish perish. Go ahead.
Wow. First of all, I'd like to address the fact. Oh fuck! You said so many things.
Look, no need to address or not.
Okay.
It's your opening
if I remember
statement.
it was really good what I had in my head. No. First of all, sea creatures delight. I remember what it was. Avatar 2 sucked, dude. So first of all,
You're on the wrong podcast. You're in the wrong household. Avatar 2 was amazing. Anyway, please continue.
I never saw it.
That's your opinion.
I never saw it.
Oh, she never saw it.
No,
She shitteth on what she not seeth.
She doesn't know about Spider. She doesn't know
Oh,
about
you don't even know
Payakan,
about
the exiled Tolkien. She doesn't know.
She don't even know about Payakan and Spider. You're so toast in this debate. No, I'm jesting. I'm just trying to build a false confidence. I said I wanted to destroy the ocean.
No, yeah, you did, and you meant it.
And I
could
did mean
tell. There's hatred behind those eyes.
I
No,
hate a fish.
sea creatures.
His evil eyes.
Goblin eyes. The ocean has sustained so much of our livelihood and our life. Everybody alive benefits from the ocean being filled, teeming to the brim with sea creatures, right? There's one sea creature in particular that I think has really made an impact on the zeitgeist, and that's the shark. Simultaneously, my greatest fear and my favorite animal.
Mhm.
The most powerful apex predators in the ocean, obviously. Some of the smartest fish in the ocean. And their skin is just teeth. You know what I mean? It's just rows and rows and rows of teeth. That's their skin.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a special dermal layer or something like that.
You got sharp skin?
They got sharp skin. Yeah. If you pet it backwards, then you would get all cut up.
Oh, wow.
They have sharp skin. They're pretty metal. You know what I mean? They're pretty much their own fucking action movie, all packed into one creature. Which we as a society are killing for what? To produce these Hollywood blockbusters, these action movies, which, by the way, get whose heart racing? Potentially like a diabetic's. an old man's. And then we're in trouble. And then we're looking at a lawsuit. With shark, you're just looking at something awesome. That's my opening statement.
Sharks are a killing machine.
Yeah.
And cinema is an art. How dare you?
Well, nature
No,
is
look, I think
art.
that these sharks can be round up and exploded.
All of them.
All of them, yeah. They're robot. They're killing machines. You know how many sharks kill people a year? A shark killed millions of people each year. I think the stat is.
No,
There's that
it's
misconception where people are like, refrigerators kill more than sharks. That's like this. That's a fake news thing. Sharks kill millions of people each year.
No. Lightning strikes. People die from lightning strikes more often than they die from shark attacks, statistically, per year.
Because someone must be. That's misinformation. I think sharks are out
Probably
there.
someone who
Every
loves
second
action
someone is
movies.
killed by a shark. Someone who loves action movies is a connoisseur. Basically, someone who loves action movies, send them back 500 years ago, they are like an aristocrat. They are like cream of the crop. They could take over any society. They're the geniuses of our day.
Negative.
Positives.
No.
Positive.
No
Action
fucking
movies-
way. I
movies-
mean, they're go ahead.
No, I've been blabbing. Go ahead.
No, first of all, no. The
Yes.
people who are into the people who are into action movies so rarely reflect the main characters of these action movies. These people can't affect change. You know what I mean?
It's not about change. It's about getting your
sitting
heart
in their
rate up.
moms. They're sitting in their mom's basement eating Cheetos.
Yep.
Like watching an action movie by themselves.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's some really shitty action movies out there. One of the best examples, Sharknado, a movie
That's
I
a great
love,
one.
but a shitty action movie.
But
Horrific.
But we love it nevertheless because
No.
it's not shitty. It's great.
No, well, the plot I think is great, although it does detail a horrific crime against nature and thus humanity, killing sharks.
But sharks are, I think shark and any fish for that matter, are out to get us. They're robotic. We don't know what's down there. We don't even know what. There's some fish that we got to go out and like go Osama. We need a SEAL Team 6 for some of these fish that are in the ocean. We need to have like special task force, and we need to have a news broadcast every night where we're like, tonight we got some. Look at these crazy fish we just killed, and they'd be
Have
monstrosities.
you ever even had shark fin soup? It's not that good. It's not worth it.
I don't want to. I would never. Would you eat an insect? You wouldn't eat a disgusting. I would never eat a fish. You kidding me?
I'd eat a cricket.
I would never eat. Exactly. My opponent has admitted to eating bugs. Okay.
It's on the record that you have eaten cricket.
Yeah. No, I actually never have, but I would. I would.
you would.
Yeah.
Fair.
Also, on the record that you like action movies. So
It's on the record.
yuck.
Love action. What other? I don't never seen any other type of movie before.
You know
I would
what?
never watch another movie that's not an action movie because it's too boring for me.
Sure. Like dramas haven't changed our the fabric of our society. You know what I mean?
Change not a measurement of
Saltburn,
goodness.
that was a wave. That was a cultural wave.
When he drank the bathwater.
You know, I never saw that movie either.
He drank the gross bathwater. My opponent would drink bathwater and eat cricket.
Slow down.
Oh my goodness.
Slow down. Crickets on the table. Gummy bathwater off the table. I need that on the record. But
What about the Avatar 2 stuff? Is that on the record on the table?
that's fully on the record. I feel like a lot of people
Holy
were
shit.
really disappointed by that,
Oh my
right?
God.
Sorry, I just had a.
And also, didn't they
Murmur.
spend bajillions of dollars filming all those underwater scenes?
They built underwater sets, yeah.
yeah,
And utilized real water.
bajillions of dollars that could have gone towards what? Preserving
Sending
our
women
ocean.
to space.
Great point. Great point.
No, another that is a
My-
flight of fancy. There are plenty of women down here. Why are you send to space? Foolish, so foolish. We need to spend that resources killing fish.
Sorry, Katy Perry changed the world once again when she tweeted after she landed, "I missed home."
She was gone for 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in that 5 minutes, you know what she saw? Not an action movie. The ocean in all of its glory.
She
It's
lived
like
an action movie.
We-
She basically lived an action movie. You blow up in big rocket ship up in sky. That's
So
action.
living an action movie is way different than watching an action movie or an action movie being cool. Living an action movie is swimming with sharks. Have you done that before?
No, because
I
I
have.
would never swim in a body of water where there are other living things in it. That's disgusting.
You ever get in a pool? You never got in a pool?
Of course not. There's too many other people or microorganisms in there.
It's just
I would never-
it's the bathtub for you.
Matt knows I don't use a shower. There's a bucket in my room and I have a sponge. And each day,
A French horse bath. That's what they call that.
is that what it's called?
A French horse bath. Yeah.
Oh, you're speaking to a French whore.
Who's also the head hundo of this podcast, mind you, Hunchback.
Sorry.
No,
You
no.
have a voice for that?
Yeah, well, that was
Something I'm
transforming.
working on.
Yeah, we're actually building out a whole lore for this podcast.
Well, I was so inspired by Avatar 2. I said I'm gonna learn to act.
Yeah.
Did you guys see it? Did you guys see it together?
Of course.
Yeah, with others. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a whole squad. It was a big deal.
Look, I'm
And-
not gonna hold it against you, but for the record, I love that movie.
I've never seen it.
For the record, it's like amazing.
Understood. That is your opinion. That is your opinion. I'll have to watch it one day and really decide for myself. I think
When
that
the
would be
third one
cool.
comes out, they got to put the other ones
You're
back in
doing a
theaters.
third one?
They're doing a fourth and fifth.
What?
It's a quintilogy.
We'll be dead by the time the fifth one comes out.
No, it's
for
coming out in
sure.
2031. That's in no time.
I'll be 31. Are you guys 2000
I'll be
babies?
31. Yeah, 2000 February 2000.
2001.
Oh.
So
Ugh.
you'll think he'll be dead by then?
Well, I didn't realize how little that was, but I'd like to jump back to how much money was spent.
Oh yeah, not enough.
On the underwater
Few
sets.
solid movies, but it's not enough.
these all of that money could have been used to fund small startup podcasts, small indie projects.
A shark could never do something so virtuous.
Have you ever seen a documentary? Those sharks
No,
are
that's not
stars.
an action
Those
movie.
are action stars. Are you kidding me? Did you watch My Octopus Teacher?
No, that sounds disgusting.
It
It
was-
sounds vile.
It's a porn.
I mustn't watch this. This would. Oh my goodness! I can never. I'm too innocent to watch Octopus Teacher. It's disgusting.
No,
I'm too
these
busy
sea
watching
creatures,
Born
sea
Identity.
creatures know so much more than people who make action movies give them credit for. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've ever really explored the depth of intelligence with some of these beings, but orca whales, my God, they cry out when their babies are taken from them
Just
by
another big
hunters.
fish in my mind. Send them to the SeaWorld. What if we open an amusement park and just put all the fish there? That's a great idea.
You know what?
enjoy them. But we should kill the gross
you know what?
ones.
I'd call Free Willy an action movie, and that movie's all about orcas.
Is there talking in it?
The orcas?
No, in the movie.
Is there talking in it?
Yeah, they're
there's-
talking in it.
they
It's
talk.
not really an action
Like it's
movie.
not a silent movie.
Yeah, if there's if there's dialogue that's going on for more than a few minutes, that's not an action movie.
I see.
You're right, because
Yeah, so
action
Free
movies
Willy-
don't have dialogue, thus not really an artistic pursuit.
No, it's not art. It's an action movie.
Earlier
You're trying to
you
get
said that it was art. You claimed that had more of effect on people's hearts than sharks did.
Avatar 2 is art, yes, and is action. Some action movies, but I'm arguing in favor of the genre itself, and I
Sure.
wouldn't say it's typically art. What it does for me is it gets my heart racing, gets my blood pumping. I'm popping popcorn. I'm popping sweat bubbles on my face.
Oh yeah.
I notice your head is bubbling right now.
I'm bubbling. I look to the person next to me as I'm eating hella popcorn. I'm like, this shit rocks. We're going in. And a shark would kill me.
Negative. I've swam with them. They didn't kill me. I'm
What?
okay.
And live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
not a ghost in this podcast?
And,
Yeah.
and you eat cricket.
Yeah. It's on the to-do list. It's on the to-do
Okay.
list.
No, I think I've
they're-
actually had cricket, TBH.
You've eaten cricket?
I've eaten cricket.
Really?
These?
Yeah.
They're
No, it was
pretty
bad. It was
crunchy. They're like
gross. It was
salty.
cricket.
Yeah.
It was really salty and bad. People, no, bad. I would never eat it again.
You wouldn't eat cricket.
No.
For $1 million.
On my mother's shark.
No, man. Well, action movies, they aren't for everyone. They don't appeal to everyone. You know what I mean? Bethany Hamilton got her arm bit off by a shark.
I know. It's
and
horrible.
she still supports them, lobbies in favor of shark rights, still goes surfing in the ocean.
I would call that madness. That is madness.
If
If you are
she's strong.
no, she's weak. Her arm was taken away from her.
No.
Look, why she'd be better off with the arm, folks. I can't be the first to say that. Look,
You
I
and
hate
the doctor probably.
the doctor.
The
Took
lifeguard
arm?
actually probably
Okay.
they pulled her out of the water, said it
The
first.
shark.
Really?
The shark took it.
A
And
lifeguard
it's
got
still
access?
out there.
Yeah.
Do we know if that shark is still out there? Did they
No,
find
I
it?
think they killed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So-
but
they killed
you know
it?
what I never, yeah,
Justice.
I never got how they were able to be like, I killed the shark that ate my leg.
They cut open its stomach and they're like, leg in here. Nope. Let's go get another shark. And that's how we should keep doing
So,
things.
I'm thinking about the plot of Jaws, right? They find another shark before they find the real shark.
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Wow. Without Jaws, arguably an action movie.
That's an action movie. And
Yeah.
it's about killing sharks. It's awesome.
With fuck.
and the sharks go around killing people.
And it's thrilling. People love it. People of all generations, people of all ages. But all action movies, action as a genre is not really accessible for all people. So you know what I mean? Not only do older people or people with like a heart condition, they would have trouble watching
That's
it.
the best. I would like to die in an action movie. That's like that's like dying in battle almost. If I have my pacemaker, I would just turn it off, go in the action movie.
Is that how you wish to die, watching Ballerina, the John Wick spinoff?
No, I was going to say 2031, we should all do a suicide pact.
Watching Avatar 5, just die in the theater. Just a row of dead people.
Think about it. Have you heard of? Yeah. I know Matt knows about Pandora syndrome, but it's like that thing where it's like people left the first Avatar movie and were like, I want to live in the Avatar world, and like I'm depressed because I have like or when people go to Paris or like,
you had that problem?
No, but that's how we
was
prevent
a real
it.
thing.
They were really depressed.
People were enough people were depressed about it. It got a term, Pandora syndrome.
And so I'm rather because after the last Avatar movie, it's over. So we gotta
kill ourselves.
We gotta the Avatar side.
Honestly, one of the first times I remember getting horny was when I watched Avatar 1 and they did the tail thing.
Really?
Yeah.
The tail thing was very charged.
I was young, and I was
especially, and it's such an emotional experience.
Avatar's great. It's so good.
Just like swimming with sharks was. I was
oh my God.
still.
When did you swim? Were you in a cage or were you I
was free diving.
Wow.
Well, I was. We weren't diving, but yeah, we were free swimming. They were nurse sharks. You know what I mean?
A free swimming? What would that mean? It would be like attached to a cord. What is not free swimming? That's what swimming is. My opponent's as mad as Bethany Hamilton. I'm sure you were there to get an arm taken.
I would willingly give my arm to a shark. I was a lifeguard, a proud lifeguard.
Oh wow!
I worked at the same pool, which is kind of like the pool from Stranger Things, but without like the sex. I worked at the same pool. It was like a family institution for like 15 years.
Oh wow!
What about like spooky, scary 80s monsters?
They had those, yeah.
One
time I went swimming there when I wasn't supposed to after hours. Me and my bestie went and smoked a joint, swam in the pool.
Oh, it's amazing.
Did they have a Demogorgon?
Close. It was the police.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did they take your weed? You freak out?
No, it was crazy. Somebody like from the neighborhood had called the cops because like we were there after hours. And they came up and we like tried to hide under the water. And then
just hold your breath for 20 minutes.
They like from below, they were like, we can see you. Like, get out of the fucking pool. And so we walk over there and they were like, what? You guys know the pool is closed, right? And I was like, yeah, I work here. Like, I have keys, like we wanted to go for a night swim. And they were like, what? What do you mean? They were so confused
about the design, like the appeal of a night swim.
Yeah, they were like,
that's insane.
Swim
at night,
but swim is day.
It was literally like that. They were like, "Well, can you guys just leave and come back during the day?" And I was like,
"We just waited here until the sun comes up.
We can wait with you."
Yeah, we used to do lifeguard parties, and they were fun.
That's
they were fun.
sick.
We'd be drunk as shit going off the diving board. So dangerous.
Oh yeah. Check out this gator. No, I don't endorse that. No, I do. Coors Light, sponsor us. Dive responsibly.
The credit card company would be cool if they could sponsor us.
We're sponsored by Coors.
Coors Credit Union.
I could use another credit card.
A Coors credit card?
No, but reaching back to where we were. Sharks. I went swimming with sharks in Belize. I was on
me. Those things that kill us.
We are the
We'll be right
killers.
back.
We are the killers. We kill so many more sharks than sharks kill us.
Mr. Brightside.
It's still not enough.
Okay.
It's still not enough. We need to.
You said we are the killers. Sorry, go on.
Got it. What did you say?
No, sorry. I just said I shouldn't have said believe. With that, done that joke. Please go back into your story about believe.
We both screwed up.
We both fucked up because then Matt did the killers thing. All right, we're gonna edit this out.
Yeah. It's gonna be a stitch up. You won't even notice
total
it.
stitch job. This thing's gonna be chopped and screwed. It's gonna be awesome.
No, yeah. I was on a mission trip. It was our fun day. But I say that with I know there's a lot of stigma surrounding mission trips.
No, I just think the idea of fun day and throw you to the sharks for the fun day. Fuck, it's not a fun day. They're gonna kill you anyway.
But I have done a lot of research and a lot of reflection, and I feel like they actually were pretty productive mission trips. That's important to me to say. Anyways, it was our fun day. They took us off the island or off the coast, and they dumped us in the water. They chummed the fucking water.
Oh my god, they chummed
the water.
They chummed the water, and then they dumped us in the water. For real.
Amongst the chum.
Yeah, truly. But we were swimming with nurse sharks, and their teeth are like, down. Like you'd have to stick your arm in their mouth
I see.
To get bit.
They specifically put you in a body of water with the non-bitey type.
That's right. Which there are many.
What if the biter pulls up? He likes chum too, no?
Well, they swim in different areas.
That's how you would like describe yourself, like arriving at a function. I was like, "Hey, you're gonna show up," and Jack would text me like, "The biter pulls up."
No, once I get my veneers or grills, then that's what I'll do. Imagine I just get dental work done and I'm like, the biter pulls up.
Get those pointy
teeth.
Get those pointy teeth.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Honestly, I do think you could pull off a grill though.
The ones that Riff Raff has, where the mangles blow up. I don't know nobody.
Oh,
yeah, no, it was dope as hell, and I was renewed with like a sense of awe and purpose for what I'm doing here on this planet. And you know what? It is to honor and respect the nature that was here before me. And action movies actually destroy nature.
Yeah, that's the objective. We must destroy nature.
All right. I'm ready for some closing statements.
Okay. Would you like to?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I'll go in. So, as stated before, sharks are killing machines and are just drones from hell. They're monsters. They're literally monsters. And they kill millions a year. And action movies get our freaking hearts pumping, get our sweat bubbling and beating, and get our lives like pumped, and actually have great experience with the homies. Sharks need to be eradicated, and I yield my time.
Okay. To the good folks on the jury, Your Honor, I would like to. I've been watching so much Law and Order. I would like to first of all negate the millions of people dying because of sharks per year. That's
hundreds of millions.
Is completely incorrect, completely unfounded. Less people die by shark attack than are struck by lightning each year or killed in plane crashes. A lot of those people on those plane crashes might be actors traveling to and from an action movie set. Who can say? That's what I've heard. So sharks are not killing machines. They are apex predators who preserve the ocean food chain, which we rely so dearly upon for so many reasons, living being the most important. Without sharks, humans would die because the food chain would break down, and then we'd be up a creek without a paddle. And action movies actually kill more people than sharks do. Like I mentioned, the diabetic fans earlier. Jack willingly said he would give his life for an action movie.
Heroes is what they're called.
I have to imagine there's quite a few. Probably more than are dead by shark attack. And Bethany Hamilton is a hero. I yield my time.
Wow. Oh, that was a great one. I feel like we got into all the nooks and crannies there.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Olivia.
Wow.
I'm going to give it to Olivia. I think it was close. Olivia was leading, but it was close. But towards the end there, you told that story about the shark and being moved by a sharky experience, and I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt being moved by a sharky experience, and I said, you know what? I don't want all these fuckers dead.
Yeah.
The rest of the fish. I mean, when you opened up, you had a very strong opening, Jack, because you said I want to grind up all the fish in the world, and I said, and I was imagining gefilte fish, because that's just a ground up fish loaf, and I'm like, you know what? That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I'm pretty sure that's what hash browns from McDonald's are too.
They're made of gefilte fish.
Yeah, I'd love like a Rhode Island size designated area where all the fish in the world have been ground up and are in a big pile. Everyone can come
take
scoops.
Yeah, it's like rations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on our way, man.
Yeah.
We're on our way.
Tell me about it.
It's gonna be amazing. Dude, time for one more. Probably not actually. Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap up. This was sick.
Yeah,
this was sick.
Yeah.
That was great. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the podcast, Olivia. Now, before we go, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
We should. When is this?
This is going to be dropping a week from tomorrow. A week from Friday, rather. Right?
No, because I think that's.
Oh, do we have one dropping this Friday?
Well, no, we have Ella's dropping.
Oh my goodness, this is going out weeks out, so maybe more just
It's
generalized
like next month.
plug-in.
Yeah,
Oh,
anything
okay.
like next month.
Sometime in the next month, yeah.
My sister's graduating high school.
Let's go.
Pretty
Great.
cool. I think I have. Oh my gosh! I'm doing a production of Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, heck yeah.
awesome.
I'm playing Tweedledee.
Oh, very
nice.
fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And then I've got some comedy shows, but I don't know those dates.
It's all good. If
Yeah.
you want to plug any socials where people can
You
find
can find me on Instagram at Olivia.Swasey, just my name. No Z in the Swasey.
It's just a pronounced Z.
Yeah, just to pronounce Z. I have no Twitter, and I also produce my own podcast. Well, it's my dad's podcast, but still, bottom of the barrel. And
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
When
sick.
you're in Canada, are you Olivia Swasey?
I've never been.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you know if you have a DUI, you're not allowed to go to Canada for 10 years?
wow.
10 years.
It's a big punishment for a DUI.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. So I know what I'm doing after this podcast. Fuck you, Canada. We're making you a state.
Better eat your apples. Don't forget your oranges. Better eat your apples. Don't forget your oranges. Apples and 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 oranges.
Oh, man, that was a delight.
Yeah.
was.
That was so freaking sick.